Greetings, dear viewer. Today's episode of Yonggi-baka is brought to you by the NABA, what I can only assume stands for the National Bowling Association. As you can see in the logo here, there's clearly a silhouette of a man with a ball, and it looks like he's about to bowl. Let's hope he gets a strike. And for the first time in Yonggi-baka history, today's episode will be filmed with a live studio audience. Sugoi desu yo ne. A wise man once said that you can't repeat the past, no matter how much you want to return to the 2021 anime season. Hi, my name's Yonggi. I'm Baka, and today we'll be hitting the metaphorical slopes of the winter 2022 anime season. So bundle up, hit that like button, subscribe, and bring that notification bell along for the ride. Ikimashou! So far, 2022 has brought us some stunningly beautiful anime from renowned anime studios. Most notably, we have one from UFO Table, or is it pronounced UFO Table? We have one from MAPPA, one from Cloverworks, another from Cloverworks, and a third from Cloverworks? Is that right? Right. When Cloverworks was in front of an audience of mangaka with popular manga, they played the Oprah Winfrey card to determine which would get an anime adaptation. Oh. You get an anime! You get an anime! Look under your chairs, y'all! You get an anime! Okay, these are just shirts. At least, that's how I think it works, or how I envision the ordeal to take place. Regardless of the fact, Cloverworks has certainly blessed the mangaka behind the titles and anime fans alike, pushing their teams and staff to the limits to produce 3 titles this season. Maybe they're trying to make up for breaking a Neverland promise that they once made, or for not prioritizing Wondrous Eggs. Oh, what could have been. Let's get to this season's series of Cloverwork titles, beginning with, in a particular order. You could say either based on the day of the week that they're released on, or, if you want the truth, how they rank low to high on the Yonggi anime scale, or YAS for short. To begin, we begin unraveling the Cloverworks bundle with an anime original, the only one of the 3. And on a weekly basis, the one that comes out first, if you begin your weeks with Monday like normal people do. We begin with Tokyo Nijiyo Q. Take me out, yume no naka de kimi ga yugande go. Tell me I'm not dreaming. Tokyo Nijiyo Q started off pretty ambitiously with a 45-minute long episode. But towards the end of that episode, I found that the ambition sorta dried up after its initial push. It had a good synopsis too from what I read. I only read the first couple of lines to keep a little bit of mystery in store for me. It's a gamble that sometimes pays off and sometimes doesn't. But if it's tolerable, I'll still find myself watching it. And that's the category that Tokyo Nijiyo Q falls into.
お前らどうすんだ？時間が空くなら処理しておきたい案件がいくつかある。じゃあな。あ？俺ちゃんもちょっとやばよ。え？
Tokyo Nijiyo Q takes place in a special administrative ward located on a man-made island within Tokyo Bay, where 3 childhood friends grew up together. The blue-haired Aoi Shuta, known for his physicality and hero complex. The red-haired Akagi Ran, a strong-willed graffiti tagger, and the green-haired Suedo Koki, a sensible and calm individual.
勝負まだか？今確認している。こうちゃんダメだ。祭りで渋滞。まだかかるよこれ。
If you couldn't tell by their hair color and the short description given about their character, the 3 have distinct and different personalities, often not seeing eye to eye with one another and butting heads, which may have led to why they separated a year ago. Ah, ain't no ship like friendship.
シューター崩れかけてるんだぞんなこと言ってる場合かよあと少しだけ待ってよ
The three begin to separate once Suido Asumi, Koki's sister, dies in a fire at their school. As the school burns, Asumi gets trapped under some rubble in the burning building, while the three, dubbed RGB by Asumi, bicker outdoors as to what course of action should be taken to save her. Unable to come to an agreement, Shu punches them in the face and rushes into the burning building. Though maybe, just maybe, if they were able to cohesively come together and form an agreement at the get-go, they would have been able to save her. Debatable. Probably not. But that's just what the plot needed. Fast forward 1 year's time, and a memorial service is held for the incident, forcefully reuniting the three, RGB. Strong egos, I tell you. After the mass's conclusion, the three part ways only to unintentionally meet once more at a restaurant for okonomiyaki. When suddenly, they all get a call on their cell phones at the same time. And the caller on the other side is none other than the deceased Suido Asumi.
俺ちょっとトイレ犬の様子を見てきますあれキリコからで
Dun dun dun! The plot thickens. Answering the call, they receive a vision of a forthcoming train accident that will lead to casualties, setting up what could have been a really thrilling experience that questions the characters' morality and ethics. But instead, they get superpowers, and superfluously come together to save the day. Of course they do! They essentially have cheat codes, being granted foresight into the matter, and powers to do something about it.
問題よ。レールを切り替えて列車を脱線させ乗客を犠牲にするそれともこのまま走らせて
Shuta begins to leap and bound through the city, parkouring like a webless Peter Parker, while the other two, R and G, use their all-too-convenient network to somehow help, showing that they need each other and the power of friendship to save the day. Though Shuta is really the only one who made any type of really meaningful impact. The whole situation removed any type of stakes at play, and was sort of a giant LOL nani, adding another genre to the sloppy mix. In general, its following episodes are pretty boring, predictable even. Like The Promised Neverland and Wonder Egg Priorities seasons before it, Tokyo Nijuyonku has components to make it worthwhile, and really good even. It just fumbles its delivery. Maybe I'll do the opposite of the other two, starting off lukewarm and finish really strong. But only time will tell. And with everything else on Cloverworks' plate right now, one can only hope.
いい加減にしろ妹は死んだ水道あつみは死んだんだ
It's no question that Cloverworks has a lot on its plate this winter season, but maybe adding an anime original series alongside another two titles was pushing it a bit. Maybe. It almost becomes clear where its production efforts are going towards. Redeeming Cloverworks this winter season are its other two titles, two that I find are a bit more up my alley in terms of my anime likes, and are both released on Saturday. Akebi-chan no Serafuku and Sono Bisque Doru wa Koi o Suru. Akebi-chan no Serafuku is essentially at its core a cute girls doing cute things anime that takes place in the, as you could have guessed, countryside. But hey, it's based off of a seinen manga, meaning that it has a more refined and distinctive art style. Not necessarily moe moe. And has a target demographic of young adults. Meet Akabe Komichi. She has a sailor suit, just like how a certain shoujo anime character from the 90s does. I'm talking about the mega famous and popular Bishoujo Senshi no Sera Moon. Sailor suit is high-level branding for high school girl uniform in the 80s and 90s in Japan. Why and how young adult males are the target demographic for Akebi-chan no Serafuku, I'm not questioning nor denying that that's not incorrect. Quadruple negative to throw you off. But I'm just kidding. Whether it be a shoujo like Sailor Moon or a seinen like Akebi-chan, I'm a fan of both. When we first meet Komichi, she's just about to enter into high school, the same that her mother attended when she was her age. But the number one thing that Komichi was looking forward to was finally getting to wear a sailor suit, just like her mother did when she was a student. Even better yet, Komichi's mother is able to hand tailor a sailor suit for Komichi, allowing her to pick the materials for herself. All adding to just how special the suit is, from tradition to being handcrafted by one's mother, to being uniquely hers. Only the all-girls school modernized, moving away from sailor suit-esque styled uniforms and transitioning to more modernized and formal attire. I guess nobody gave the Akebi family any school brochures, or they didn't visit the school's website. Simply put, no due diligence was done. But that's okay, because the administration permits Komichi to wear her sailor suit as it was once a mandated school uniform. And its current policy does not include any statutes in its legislation that would indicate otherwise. Boom. Lawyered.
考慮し、学園は小道さんのセーラー服の着用を許可します。
On her first day of school, her high school debut, Komichi sticks out like a sore thumb, making a strong first impression and having all eyes on her. She is given the choice to receive a modernized school uniform, but refuses. She knows just how hard her mother worked to make that sailor suit and how meaningful it is to her, and she respects that. And I respect her for that. Both must have been damn proud of that sailor suit. A family tradition between mother and daughter, and that in itself is hella special. Even more so now than if everybody else were wearing a sailor suit too. Desho? Like other similar stories, Komichi seeks to familiarize herself and become friends with the other students at her school, genuinely taking an interest in them, and we see her build a rapport with those around her that seems so sweetly idyllic and natural over the course of her day-to-day school life. With her unabashed and tender personality, she connects to those around her who naturally begin to gravitate to her in an endearing way. Ganbatte ne Akebi-chan, Serafuku ga kirei desu ne. Everything about Akebi-chan no Serafuku, if it had to be summed up in one word, is soft. From its animation, to its music and sounds, to its characters, to the discourse shared between those characters, Akebi-chan no Serafuku is an all-around cozy and warming experience that genuinely makes you feel happy. On the surface, it may not seem like much, but it doesn't have to be to make you feel something so touching, yet minutely delivered, paced to capture the importance of every moment.
おはようございます。でも確かに癖になるね。あなた面白いわ。嘘、やったよ、カオ。お姉ちゃん面白いって言われた。
For the sake of this video's length, Sono bis Doru wa Koi Osuru will be saved until the next video because there's a lot that I want to talk enthusiastically about. It's great. It's another high school anime that follows the endeavors of two teens who connect over a shared mutual interest. Until the next time though, arigatou gozaimasu. Zutto genki de itte ne. じゃあまたね、マルンちゃん。皆さんと